brother right here is an artist, in as much as he is a businessman, in as much as he is into his self-determination. Put your hands together as he comes to the stage and give y'all some important information that you will find very useful in your near future. Give it up real big for Big Arch.
By show of hands, how many people here have a goal or dream that you wish to accomplish in this upcoming year? Show of hands. Any goal? Great. That's a lot of hands. For the people that didn't raise their hand, I really want to encourage you to just come up with a goal that you want to go for every day. Nothing adds energy to your life more than working on a consistent goal, something that you're striving for, something big that could be life-changing. Imagine when you go into this job every day and you got this coworker that you really can't stand, or you got that supervisor that you just can't stand to be around. Nothing makes you feel better about going to work knowing that, like, ooh, when I get my little thing going, my little goal I'm working on, I'm gone. I'm out of here on y'all. As soon as I get my, you know what I mean? So that really drives energy through you when you're working on a goal. My goal today is to give you some tools to create specific habits that will assist you in accomplishing any goal you desire to accomplish. What y'all think about that? Would that be cool? Would that be worth the price of admission? Since y'all didn't pay nothing, I guess my job would be pretty easy. Now let me give y'all a little backstory about me. One thing that I always struggled with, that was a challenge in my life, is dealing with the weight issue. From a little kid, I can remember the first thing where I really noticed that it was a hindrance on my life when I wanted to play Pop Warner football with all my other partners that was playing Park League football. And then what they told me was I was too heavy to play with the kids that was in my age bracket. And that really, the first thing that kind of touched me was, wow, like, because of my weight, it's something that I can't do that I really wanted to do, that all my other partners got a chance to do, you know. Then go a little bit further. Now getting into the girls, looking at the girls now, and I'm realizing all the guys that they thinking is cute, they not describing me. Yeah, that's what I wanted, one of them. Exactly, that's how I felt. You know, but they liked me. They thought I was cool. They liked me. I was the play brother. But they didn't like me for the, you know what I mean? But they didn't like me for the boyfriend, though. You know what I'm saying? So that was just another thing where I was like, wow, you know, hit your self-esteem a little bit, you know. Then the whole jokes, the bagging, we called it bagging, where you shoot jokes on your friends, playing the duds, as some people call it. They actually call that bullying now. You know that? Like, that wasn't bullying when I was little. They really had to put their hands on you to be bullying, but that's bullying now, but that's a whole other generation. That's what it is. But I had a friend, man, O.P. Seabone. He was a master at jokes, and he'll let you have it and didn't care how sad, how mad you got, he gonna clown you. You know what I mean? And that was something right there that I just kind of had to go through as a youngster. Then it came to the point where my parents was recognizing that this was bothering me, so they started trying to help me with the different diets and the whole Jenny Craig and the Weight Watchers thing and the gym memberships and all that, you know. And I remember taking some type of injections or something I was going to get, like the weight loss shot, but they was trying to do what they could do to help me. Whatever they could, they was trying to help me, you know. So those are just struggles that I went through as a kid and developed me in a certain way. You know, when you go through certain things in life, it makes you into the person that you are, you know. But now that I look back on that, it really gave my personality some traits that I love now. Like if you think about the thing I was saying about the Pop Warner football, I still was able to play football, but just not for the park. I'll play in the streets with my other partners and all that. And then being blessed to have two natural athletes as parents, I actually had an advantage over kids that was a lot smaller than me. My mother was a track star, ran against Wilma Rudolph in college, beat her. Yeah, and she ain't nothing but 4 foot nothing and was the captain of her basketball team at that. you know. And my pops was a natural athlete too. I mean, he about 77 years old right now, probably can beat half of us in a 50-yard dash out here. I put money on it, you know. So that was something that I took pride in. I was able to be more athletic than the average kid, even though I was heavier than them. That's an attribute that I take pride in. Then the whole thing with the girls, like I say, they wasn't really liking me as that, but they helped me develop a persona that's likable. You know what I mean? I wasn't getting the attention that I wanted, but they still gave me the attention of, oh, this is Archie, we love him and all that. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I ain't your brother. I know what you said. I ain't your brother for real, but I ain't take any attention is good attention right there, right? But to this day, I made myself to the point where the average person liked me. Men and women, they just feel like I'm likable. I'm an only child, and you have no idea how many brothers and sisters from other mothers that I have. So I felt like that helped me develop into the personality that I have now. And another thing, like on that whole attention seeking, I prided myself on being gifted as a youngster because I used to get a lot of accolades from adults as a youngster. Memorizing speeches and able to do speeches for Easter and performing plays and stuff like that, that was impressive to grown-ups. So I felt that was a big deal to where they looked at other little kids like, nah, this guy stands out. So for the fact that I seek that attention, I took pride in being gifted, which helps me in life now. To where doing all them plays and them Easter speeches and all that, I don't have that much problem getting up here in front of y'all. I feel comfortable and just kind of developed my persona to give me attributes that I get to use today, you know. And then like I was talking about the whole jokes with C-Bone, the only way you can make C-Bone stop bagging on you, you have to bag back. That's the only way you're going to stop shooting jokes on you. You have to play the dozens back, and that in itself helped me develop a quick wit where I'm kind of can come off the top of the head and come with that right response when I need to, and just to develop a sense of humor. I think I'm funny as hell. Lady T, actually, she always say, you crack yourself up. I say, I really do, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like because of that, all of that helped me develop some habits that I'm proud of now. I didn't see it when I was going through it, but they say whatever don't kill you, make you stronger. I felt like all that made me stronger. And when I look at that, I think about the reason that I was overweight. The reason I was overweight because I used to compulsively overeat. When compulsive overeating means is you eat, it don't have nothing to do with being hungry. You eat maybe just for the taste of the food, or you're eating to compensate for another feeling that you have, and that's like a quick fix, almost like when a person takes a drug kind of. But what that initially did was maybe develop unhealthy eating habits is what it really boiled down to the weight gain. And that's what we're talking about today is habit. I want to talk about habit a little bit more. As humans, we're all habitual people. We're all creatures of habit. Pretty much, if you go to work, your day is very similar on a day-to-day basis. You get up, you get ready for work. You're probably going to go the same route to work that you go every day, get to work, do the same thing at work, socialize with the same people, come home the same way, do the thing, get the kids ready, dinner, watch Love and Hip Hop, whatever you're going to do when you get off work, lay down and get up and repeat, you know. And then even as a youngster, even if you're not working. Teenagers, the same thing. Get up, go to school, hang with the same partners at school, come home, do your homework, play your game, whatever you're going to do. But those are all routines and habits, and though they don't require much thought. It's almost like a robot. When you program a robot to do a certain thing, he's going to constantly do that task over and over again until you program him to do something else. If you think about your average way home from work every day, you probably won't even remember it because you're going down this same street millions of times. You're seeing these same buildings. Unless something happened that day, like a horrific car accident or it's a detour where it made you go through a back street that you never went through before, that's when it focused you to pay attention now. Like, okay, I've never seen this street before. Okay, I didn't know there was a Dollar Tree right there. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like your mind has to focus now. But other than that, you're just going to be on this same robotic routine. And that's why I like to use this acronym I came up with, HABIT. Humans' automatic behavior independent of thinking. I thought of that. That's kind of slick, huh? And I went to public school. No, just playing. No, but I did. But yeah, that's what we do. We are just operating on this system. I like to refer to it as the computer robot analogy. I say this. Imagine your body is a robot. Your brain is the computer that controls the robot. But that's not you. You are the programmer of the computer that controls the robot. Now, the computer and the robot can operate on their own without you even intervening. That's what's called a habit, because it doesn't require thought. You just own autopilot all day. But you can sit down in front of that terminal, that's where the discipline comes in, and sit there long enough and reprogram and rewire yourself to do something else. You see it being done all the time. You see people that change from this person to that person. They got programmed or they got rewired. Like you see a person that goes to the military. He's going to come out a way different person than when he went because they reprogrammed him in there. Or when a person goes to prison, they go in there maybe one way, maybe cool, and then come out, they're going to be rewired or reprogrammed. They had to adapt to this new environment. Or you might see a person that grew up in a church. As soon as they got a chance to get out of church, then they're the wildest person that you know, and then vice versa. Person might have been wild in their early years and then got saved, you know what I'm saying, later in life. But you don't have to be hardwired who you are. You can always reprogram yourself. And I say go into the power of habits. Now, what I'm going to get into right now is from a text that we call The Power of Habits that Don spoke on earlier. And the subtitle is Why We Do What We Do. It speaks in this concept called the habit loop, right? Now, the habit loop is how habits are created. There are 3 parts to a habit loop. There's the cue, or what they call the trigger. There's the actual routine. And then there's the reward that you get after that. So the cue is that signal that says, okay, it's 6 o'clock. It's time to go do this thing. And say this thing that you're going to do is you're going to walk every day. That's your new habit that you're trying to create. So the signal is 6 o'clock. The habit loop is the walk. Now the reward is the benefits you get from the walk. And that's the part that you want to focus on. In my opinion, that's the most important part because that's going to perpetuate the cycle. If you start craving those rewards, then it's going to be easier tomorrow to want to get that again. You know what I'm saying? And I equate that, remember we used to train the dogs? We used to do dog training. I was like a low-key ghetto dog whisperer in the hood. So anybody who's seen my dogs, my little pit bulls, I got a few people that can attest to my dogs were well trained. I learned from a master, but it's the same process. It's a habit loop. If you have a dog right here, you want to teach a dog how to sit. Let me demonstrate. So you'll tell the dog to sit. Sit. That's the cue. That's the trigger. Now, at the beginning, the dog don't know what you're talking about. He's just, okay, you know you said something. Now, the routine, you have to physically show him how to sit. You tug up on the leash a little bit, push his butt down towards the ground. Now, at first, he's going to struggle. He don't know what, it's just like you. Trying to struggle. This is uncomfortable. What's going on? But when he finally sits, then I give him his reward, which is the praise. Good boy. That's what he was waiting for. So once he sits down, he gets the reward and he gets it. Okay, all he cares about is the reward. He don't care about none of that other stuff. No, just get to that part. You know what I'm saying? The good boy, that's all he wants. You know what I mean? And that's what you do a few weeks worth of that. As soon as you say city, he's going to sit right down because he wants that reward. He's focused on a reward. And that's what I think is the key to the habit. Focus on the rewards that you get. And make the reward something that you get directly from the action. Don't reward yourself with something. You know what I mean? Like you say, okay, I'm going to walk today, so I'm going to treat myself to a summer, or even if it's not that bad. Look, yeah, but even if it's not that bad, that's a good one. Though. Look, that's going to take the walk away. But yeah, you can do that. But even if it's not that bad, even if you say, okay, I'm going to treat myself to anything, a movie or a smoothie or just something like that, you don't want to treat yourself for the reward, in my opinion, because you can give yourself that anytime. You know what I mean? Now you got to use your discipline again not to reward yourself until you do what you're supposed to do. And that's already a self-discipline issue, so don't even play with that. I would recommend. Let the reward be directly connected to whatever the routine is, like the feeling of doing the walk. The fact that you got more energy now. The fact that you're sleeping better. You know what I'm saying? Those things. The fact that I can walk further this week than I can walk last week. Focus on those little things right there. Oh, man, my clothes feel like they're getting a little looser. Oh, those rewards. You want to, and the more of those you can focus on, the more that's going to help perpetuate the cycle because you're going to crave the rewards. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where you want to go with that. So what I want to do is I want to give y'all a few things to maybe take home with y'all to kind of help get this going. If you have a goal that you want to accomplish, you're here, you're trying to get to here, the first thing I want you to do is just really map out what it's going to take to get from here to here. Now, the second thing is once you figure out what it's going to take, like who said that? That was Socks or Don. When they said break that up into little doable tasks that you can do every day. You want to make it doable so you won't resist doing it. You know what I mean? If you make it something too big to do, then when you think about having to do it tomorrow, you're going to fight that and you're going to dread that. But if it's something that's like, oh yeah, I can knock that out. So even on the day you don't feel like it, you'll probably still go ahead and do it because you already got it in your mind like that's really nothing to do. You know? So map out where you want to go, break it into little pieces, and then write down at least 5 rewards that you're going to get from doing that. At least 5, 10 if you can think of it. The more rewards, the better. That way you can be like, okay, it gives you a reason. That's why I need to do this. You know. And then lastly, go ahead and get started on them immediately and focus on the rewards because it only takes about 20 to 30 days to create a new habit. So just imagine if you get started today or tomorrow, by the time everybody else trying to do their New Year's resolution, you're already locked in. We got 30 days from now to the 1st. You can be locked in on a life-changing habit. By the time everybody else saying Happy New Year, you locked in. Ready to really create a Happy New Year for yourself for real. So I want to show y'all real quick how I applied this and what I was able to do. Appreciate you, man. I'm up here feel like TDJ.
Yeah. Mic check, 1, 2. Yo, said I wanna be healthy for life. It all starts with exercising and eating right. Fruits and vegetables, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, proteins, minimal. 8 cups of water a day's the minimum. Try to stay away from all the cake and cinnamon. Junk food to turn your body to junk. It is that much harder for you to run and jump. It is that much harder for you to hoop and dunk, skateboard, play soccer, or return the punt. Yeah, so you can do whatever you want. Proper diet and exercise, now I'm feeling energized. Popeye with his can of spinach, feeling revitalized. Top of the line, full of vigor and so alive. You get one body, so take care of yourself with the right foods and activity for your health. Come on. Healthy for life, healthy for life, healthy for life, healthy for life. So let's move with it, let's move with it, let's move with it, let's move with it. Yo, said I wanna be healthy for life, but it all starts with exercising and eating right. It's all sorts of sports to play and stay active. Run track, maybe shoot some baskets. Swim laps, maybe do gymnastics. Like backflips, all it takes is practice. Get in the habit of moving your whole body. Through martial arts, kung fu, or karate. Yeah, a kickboxing or hockey. Play a game of tennis and hit a few volleys. Get on your skateboard, hit a few ollies. Just to have an idea of a couple of cool hobbies. Yeah, and stay away from the drugs and alcohol. And really make you move like a slug instead of rip. Really bad things for your lungs. You wanna stay healthy for life and feel young.
My whole plan is this. When I wake up, if I can physically walk that day, I'm going. That's it. There's no number of days. I walk out here a lot. If you see a lot of those scenery, you see the marina in the background. It's one cat that walks out here. His name is Roger. I've been knowing him for about 7 to 8 years. I never not seen him walk. It don't matter if it's raining or whatever. He's older. He's 60-some years old. So I asked him one day, how far do you walk a day? Because I might see him right here in the marina, and half of the day later, he's in Santa Monica, still walking. So I asked him, how far do you walk? He said, I walk about 10 miles a day. I'm like, wow. But he said, what I'm more proud of, in the past 30 years, I haven't missed one day. Now, I've been knowing it for 8 years, and for sure, I see him every day. I can guarantee that. So I'm like, if he can do 30 years, I can do a year. You know what I mean? Hold up a minute.
So now, after all the weight loss, man, we've known you as Big Archie for a long time. Are you gonna be like a little Archie?
Good. A lot of people be saying that, man. I'm like, let me nip that in the bud, because I done had dudes calling me medium orange and all that. Nah, because even if I get to my ideal goal weight, I'm still gonna be like 250. So I'm still gonna be big arch. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be up here in the shoulders, and they gonna be around here no more.
As far as the walking, you're doing good. What about the eating?
Yeah, it all piggybacked off. So my eating piggybacked off that. And it's not just the walking, you know what I'm saying? It's how I eat right now is I just really eat a low carb diet where I just eat pretty much meat and vegetables. It's protein and greens. It's like my basic meal is going to be something like that. You know what I mean? I cut all the starches out as much as I love potatoes. So thank y'all so much, man, for having me. Appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate y'all.